Hello students, acolytes and apprentices of the Force. Welcome back to another Star Wars holocron. In the sweeping galaxy of conflict and dogma, Obi-Wan Kenobi's choice to don pieces of clone trooper armor was both a symbol and a statement, a narrative finely woven into the fabric of the Clone Wars, contrasting sharply with the Jedi's traditional role as peacekeepers rather than warriors. The tale begins in the hectic days leading up to the Clone Wars, a time when the Jedi Order found itself thrust into the role of generals and soldiers in a galaxy-spanning conflict. This militarization was met with internal and external criticism, as many believed it betrayed the Jedi's foundational principles of peace and justice. Amidst this tumult, Grand Master Faye Coven lamented the transformation of Jedi from guardians into commanders, prompting her to pen The Jedi Path, a guide meant to steer the Order away from the seductive lure of battle. Despite this guidance, the war demanded the Jedi's participation, and figures like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker found themselves on front lines across the galaxy. It was here, amid the blaster fire and chaos, that Obi-Wan chose to adopt elements of clone trooper armor. This decision was not made lightly, nor was it mere pragmatism. For Obi-Wan, wearing the armor was an act of solidarity, an expression of his respect and care for the clones under his command, whom he viewed not as mere soldiers, but as individuals with rights and dignity. Obi-Wan's armor, particularly the chestplate and gauntlets, served a dual purpose. They protected him in battle, where Jedi were especially vulnerable at their wrists, while deflecting blaster bolts, and symbolically aligned him with his troops. This gesture was meant to dissolve the barriers between Jedi and clone, suggesting a unity and equality even in rank and file. The clone troopers, bred for loyalty and obedience, viewed the Jedi's decision to don elements of their armor in varying lights. For many, it was a profound gesture of solidarity that deepened their respect and camaraderie towards their Jedi generals. Clones serving under commanders like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who wore the armor, often felt a greater personal connection to their leaders, seeing them as part of the same fight rather than distant authority figures. This symbolic act reinforced their loyalty and trust, making them more committed to following their Jedi commanders into the heat of battle. However, not all clones felt the same. Some remained indifferent, programmed to follow orders regardless of symbolic gestures, while a few might have seen it as an unnecessary blurring of the distinct roles within the Republic's military structure. However, this choice did not sit well with everyone. The Jedi Council, sensitive to the public's perception of the Order as a growing militaristic force, eventually issued a decree. They mandated the cessation of Jedi wearing clone armor, fearing it reinforced the image of Jedi not as peacekeepers, but as militant leaders. This public image was being manipulated by none other than Chancellor Palpatine, who deftly sowed seeds of distrust towards the Jedi, framing them as a potential threat to the Republican narrative that played into his wider plans for the Order's destruction. This policy shift arrived too late to change public opinion or prevent the tragic outcome of Order 66, where the clones turned against their Jedi commanders. In retrospect, the armor became a symbol of the Jedi's lost way, their unintended descent into the machinations of war, which ultimately led to their downfall. Obi-Wan's personal journey with the armor did not end with the Clone Wars. It became part of his identity as a warrior, a remnant of his battles, and a reminder of his deep connections with the clone troopers he once commanded. These connections were profound and personal, as exemplified by his relationship with Commander Cody and other clones, whom he had fought alongside, shared meals with, and mourned. In the grand tapestry of the galaxy, Obi-Wan's choice to wear clone armor is a poignant footnote, a reminder of the complexities and contradictions of the Jedi's role in the Clone Wars. It speaks to the individual choices that define us, the gestures of respect that can bridge worlds, and the heavy costs of war that linger long after the last blaster is silenced. As the Jedi Order rebuilds and reflects in the aftermath, these lessons remain more crucial than ever, echoing in the halls of the new Jedi temples and in the hearts of those who still adhere to the path of the Force.